What's going on, geeks? Nathaniel here with the Geekly Grind, and today something a little bit different. Don't usually do video game reviews in a video format, but here we are. I wanted to spend some time today talking about 30XX from Battery Staple Games. So before we start on the review, I did want to just kind of preface it by saying I might be a little bit biased, and the reason for that is, well, I'm just going to show you. This is what it looks like from my desk. You might notice some themes here in terms of the art, particularly around a certain Blue Bomber and his saber-wielding ally, and that is because I am a huge fan of Mega Man, and particularly of Mega Man X. I think many gamers of my generation, millennial generation, could tell you that many hours were spent on their Super Nintendo playing Mega Man X. Obviously, the Mega Man franchise on the Nintendo system was also a big part of my childhood, and I just have always loved playing Mega Man games. So, with that in mind, there haven't been any major releases for the franchise since 2018, I believe, which was Mega Man 11. So it's been a little while since Capcom's done anything formally with the franchise. And of course, in its absence, there have been numerous attempts at releasing something similar to Mega Man to fans such as myself who really enjoy that kind of game. And many have come up, and again, my hat's off to the devs who have swung and in some cases missed. Mighty Number 9, I'm looking at you. But ultimately, we did have a success with 20XX from Battery Staple Games. It really captured the aesthetic, the gameplay, the soundtrack that fans such as myself had been looking for. And so now, about, I think it's 7 years since technically 9 years since 20XX came out, and first came out, we have 30XX. So the successor to that game, which puts our heroes Nina and Ace about 1,000 years into the future, where they have awoken to find the futuristic world taken over by the synthetic mind. So that is sort of the general premise of the game. It operates like a Mega Man X roguelike. So you fight your way through numerous bosses and stages, being able to pick up power-ups along the way, investing in long-term power-ups to your health and armor and things like that to better improve your chances of surviving as the game progresses, because you only get one life per run, and so once you run out of life, then you start back at the beginning again. There are options, so if you want to play in a more standard mode, there is that mode as well, so you don't have to take the roguelike approach if you don't want to. However, the roguelike is really kind of a fun way to work through it. Each time the levels get randomly generated, so there are different layouts of where the spikes are and different traps and when enemies hit you and where, and that sort of thing. So it kind of keeps you on your toes as far as that's concerned. I am having a blast with it so far. I've put in a few hours, probably close to 6-ish hours at this point, and I'm just absolutely having a blast. It's been nearly a decade since 20XX came out, so It's not surprising, however, it is obviously welcome that the aesthetics have definitely sharpened up for 30XX. Great visuals when it comes to Nina's Buster, the various special abilities that you can not only map to various buttons, but then of course fuse together to create unique powers that can be even more devastating at the trade-off of costing you more energy. So you can make a really awesome power if you want to, but you're probably only going to be able to do it once or twice, and then you're going to be having to look around for more energy to use those special powers. So very interesting system there for Nina, who is the stand-in for Mega Man, or X in this example. And then of course Ace is our Zero simulacrum, if you will. So he wields a saber and has power-ups of his own, and they both have the traditional kind of dashing and wall skipping and the maneuverability that made those Mega Man games so beloved over the many years that the X franchise was releasing new games. So really enjoyed my time so far with 30XX. It's one of the only games that's pulling me away from the other backlog of games that I have, and hopefully I'm not alone on this. I'm working through Final Fantasy 16 still. I'm playing through Diablo 4. I've got Armored Core around the corner, and of course Baldur's Gate 3 is threatening me menacingly from the shadows. So lots of things are happening right now. Lots of amazing games out there in the world, and yet I keep returning to 30XX, which is an absolute blast to play. We did receive a promotional code to review, so thank you Battery Stable Games for sending it over. If you are a fan of 20XX, you will love 30XX. If you are a fan of roguelike games, you will probably love 30XX, and if you enjoy Mega Man or Mega Man X, that style game, you will absolutely adore 30XX. So highly recommended to anyone who falls in those various camps. Go and get it off Steam. You can find the link to it in the description below. But go and enjoy that game. And until next time, keep gaming. Have a great one, geeks.